the year that was, since our last meeting in January for our AGM, we've done a few things. So we did a quick slideshow for stuff that we've done and recorded, and most of it's on our website, either that or our Lambton Ag Link newsletter. So if you want to follow through, just check the website out. It's all there.
All right.
Integration of online activities. That's Brooke. Have at her.
Okay. So of course we're all in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. So we're still online, but we have been expanding our technology use. So we have been trying to do more integration of online activities and how this can help not only the LFA board, but then how does it help everybody else support the main goal of LFA. So we did purchase a license for Zoom, and we've been able to conduct our monthly board meetings using the Zoom platform, as well as host other meetings as needed. For example, this one you're attending right now. Other safety, or we had the farm safety meetings with our Zoom platform as well. So it has had a lot of use, and that was a good purchase with that license. We have continued to build an online presence, the most recent one being a LinkedIn page. So if you're not familiar with LinkedIn, it is social media, but with a professional edge to it. So networking in a professional manner. So Lambton Federation of Agriculture does have a LinkedIn page. We've updated our locally Lambton, our food and fun map, which I did link there in the chat, and Gary mentioned to Mark. This was our first map, was printed in June 2006. So that's a lot of years of locally Lambton. Our online web presence.
Those people are on the chat tonight too. Or on the Zoom tonight too. Yeah.
Okay. So our web presence is always updating our participants. We're always adding more and more participants to that locally Lambton map. It also has a Facebook page as well. If you don't follow that, it's quite active. Anytime one of our local participants shares something, we share that on our social media channel as well. This past summer, we had new signs printed so that people could see that branding. So as they're out in the community looking for where they can find the locally Lambton vendor, seeing that logo that you see there in the top right hand corner, it's on the signs and people can see that branding and find the location. Fun fact, our map was launched at the Petrolia Farmers Market, and there was a barbecue held at Lions Park, and I thought it was quite fitting. The first new sign I delivered this year was to the Petrolia Farmers Market. So I thought that lined up quite nicely. And locally Lambton also participated in something called the Burger Up Challenge this past February 16th. And this was where you could purchase a bundle and make your own burgers at home. So our participants were able to participate in that as well. All right, our archives. So our archives is a big project, and I will give props to Gary. He has spent so much time building the Lambton archives here, 80 years. He also created that graphic that you can see right there with the 80. This is an ongoing project. It's always constantly changing. You can see the website there if you want to check it out. You can always get to it from our Lambton Federation page. Okay, we're digitizing so many things. So all those papers that we found in our storage bin are slowly getting added to the archives. If you have any items that you can think of that would help our archives, please feel free to reach out. On our website, you can hit contact us and send us an email, and we can get that stuff digitized. Gary, is there anything you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, that was it's very good. The photo in the background of the graphic is actually James' farm on Stanley Line there. So it's from my drone. So it's kind of interesting to throw that on there, and And I was joking with James, as his dad might have been there at the original AGM in 1941. But yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, so archives are all good. I've gotten scrapbooks from Debbie Koch and Jim Duffy, and yeah, a lot of stuff has been sent to me. Photos, previous secretaries found photos and try to get it on there. And the reason was I did that instead of what we normally did for the last, well, it seemed like every 20 year. Actually, there was a 40-year book, then there was a 60-year book. I said, well, we're not going to print a book because no one reads them. I said, well, I'm going to see about going back to what was on the website, because interestingly enough, the first website was started in the early 2000s. And there were still snapshots on what they call the Wayback Machine, Internet Archive. And so I started, gleaning stuff off of there first and then putting it on the website, because you can backdate the entries, which is kind of neat. So it just started rolling and rolling and rolling. And then I started adding I said, well, I better get one page that indexes them all, so that that's the index for the whole archives. It basically just goes year by year. You can scroll through and read the posts that are on there. So that's about it for that.
So one of the events this year was the Lambton Farm Safety Virtual Safety Day, and day is in quotes there. This was an event that ran the week of July 1st until July 8th. And this videos were available for families to watch. Families joined the closed Facebook group, and they were able to watch videos on different topics that can for farm safety. Some of the highlights there: mental health, hearing, electrical bike safety, ATV safety, sun, hydration, the importance of keeping yourself safe when you're outside, and of course, chemical safety. Participants submitted a poster digitally to receive a participation bag. And I just need to recognize that this is my youngest daughter's poster here in the picture. She created that after watching these videos, so I wanted to share that here in this PowerPoint slide. We've been supporting different community organizations throughout the year. So just a few of them here. Kids Help Phone. Kids Help Phone has evolved. It's not just a phone number that somebody calls. There's various mediums. There's that instant chat, they can text, or they can still physically call a phone number to reach out for mental health resources that they need. We've contributed to the St. Clair Child and Youth, specifically to the Transportation Fund, because that Transportation Fund is to get the resources that St. Clair Child and Youth offers. We need to get them outside the city into our community where our families live and need them. We supported the Lambton Cattlemen's Barbecue. The picture there on the right, that's my dog with her sticker she got when we went to the barbecue. So I wanted to share that one as well. So at the Lambton Cattlemen's Barbecue, we also were able to distribute our mental health cards. So we have physically printed cards on cardstock that have resources available in the Sarnia-Lambton community. And we've been distributing these at local events. So specifically the Cattlemen's Barbecue and the vaccine clinic. So the Brigden Fairgrounds held a vaccine clinic, and we were able to get those mental health cards into the community that way. We did a promotion, or not a promotion, but a donation to the vaccine center volunteers. We had Tim Hortons gift cards were given to the vaccine clinics, Point Edward and Sarnia. The ones that were in the county didn't have volunteers. They were Lambton Health Unit staff. So those gift cards did make their way into the hands of the volunteers at those sites. We also donated to local food banks in the Sarnia and the county. This was a financial donation, so they were able to purchase what they needed for the people that they serve. We also worked on a donation for the London Children's Museum. So there was, and I put here challenged in quotations, there was a friendly challenge within the catchment of the London Children's Museum for the other agriculture associations to support the London Children's Museum and the big initiative that they're putting in to promote agriculture. So the Lambton Federation did participate with this. It was part of the Revive Fund with the OFA, and I know Crispin's going to mention the Revive Fund on a slide a little further down here in the presentation. Another big project we participated in is From Our Hands to Your Table. You can see all the partners listed there on the screen. The website is there at the bottom, handstotable.ca, if you want to jot that down to look it up. Capitals don't matter. I just put those there to make it a little easier to read. So with this project, there was local restaurants that partnered with local farmers to supply food for the restaurants. So the two partnerships from this area, the first one is Loca Farm to Table Restaurant, featuring Great Lakes Goat Dairy. Both of those are located in Wyoming. And then the second one is the Personal Touch Eatery in Sarnia, featuring Dickinson Farms in Oil Springs. So you can check out that website. There's some great videos, and it has a lot of great information. We help support the Line 5 pipeline. Updates and reports started for this way back in January 18th. Letters of support were written as needed. We created news releases for the Petroleum Independent and the Sarnia Observer. And we also featured updates and information on this Line 5 pipeline in our radio spots in January and February.
And it's actually quite interesting. It was derived from the resolution that we passed at the AGM that we needed to have for upper level governments look into this, because it was just a request from Enbridge at the time, and so we decided to send a letter to Minister Seamus O'Regan at the Minister of Natural Resources to look into it, not just because of Sarnia, but because of all of agriculture in Ontario and Quebec that rely on the propane that is transported to Sarnia, or the liquid natural gas that's transported to Sarnia that gets converted to propane in Sarnia and then trucked out or trained out to the rest of the Ontario and Quebec. And I said, well, just remember what chaos it was when the CN rail strike came and they couldn't get propane. Well, just imagine if they can't get propane at all. So just so they realize that, oh yeah, this is an issue. So it is an issue that got pushed up fairly well, easily, or not easily, but it was just to ease sending a letter to Seamus O'Regan. We actually got a letter back saying he does support it. So that was kind of interesting. So one of the first things we did at the beginning of the AGM, after the AGM. And another drone shot on the slide.
Oh, you want me to go back? There you go.
No.
Another event we participated with was the Lambton Farm Safety Association and Lambton Federation of Agriculture. We had a special information meeting back in March. The focus on this was mental health and coping skills, which was presented by Wellsprings Counseling Services. Lauren did a great job and did a great presentation on that. She does have a website if you want to look that up to see what resources she has available. We had about 30 participants for this joint meeting. In addition to the mental health presentation by Lauren, we had the tractor safety presentation from Dean Anderson, strategic advisor for WSPS. Well, we couldn't bring people physically to the farm, so we had to bring people to the farm virtually. And how did we do that? In February, we had a virtual farm tour, and this was a presentation for local politicians, some of which are on here tonight, and other community members. We participated in Agriculture Day in the classroom. So this was a science day participation We partnered with the LKAG in the classroom. Starlight Drive-In, we have a video playing before the movie. It does, the next point there, it is on the YouTube video channel if you don't want to go to the drive-in to see it. But my family did, so I apologize for the amateur picture there on the right, but that was snapped really quick before our movie started. We saw the logo pop up on the screen and I grabbed a picture. We have a YouTube video channel. Our new video for this year, Technology in Agriculture, is on that YouTube channel. Check it out if you haven't done so already. You'll also see different videos from last year, as well as the videos that play before that movie at the Starlight. In April, there was interviews conducted on something called Lambton Live social media on Facebook. And that was local farmers from the area being interviewed. Those are archived on Lambton Live Facebook page. How do we get information out to our members? This is always one of the tough things. How do we make sure we're reaching out and getting to our people? Every month, there's a radio spot every third Wednesday on CFCO. And then every fourth Wednesday on CHOK, you will see, or you will hear, I guess would be the better word, our radio presentation, our radio spot. If you want to listen to me some more, you can tune in and hear those reports. We have our AgLink newsletter, which Gary mentioned briefly before the presentation started. This is always updated with relevant content from all different sectors across the farming communities. You can subscribe and unsubscribe at any time from this newsletter. Don't think it's one of those newsletters where they're going to be emailing you every couple days. That's not the case. Every couple months, you will receive this AgLink newsletter. You can always unsubscribe if you don't want to see it anymore. If you think there's something that should be featured in this newsletter, just let us know, and we can see about getting that in there for you. I've mentioned it a few times. I know that I'm not repeating myself. I just think it's really important. We do have mental health cards printed, and we are distributing these and trying to get them into as many hands as we can. I physically dropped them off myself at the Brayton Fair Vaccine Clinic, the Cattleman's Barbecue. They did distribute them with all their paperwork that they sent out. They were physically handed to people when they came in. And we've been including them with anything that we still mail out to people in the community. We've been including these mental health cards. If you know of somewhere that could benefit from these cards, let us know. We'll see if we can make arrangements to get you some. We're active on all social media. So we've got Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I believe Gary mentioned Twitter when he was speaking to Mark about the storms. We did profile of board members and directors within our organization and promoted them on our social media channels and newsletters for International Women's Day. And our website is constantly updated with videos, articles, other websites for the public and for our members as well. So make sure you're checking out our website to find recent information. What else happened with LFA this year? Temporary foreign worker updates. We know that was constantly changing all the time with all the different regulations and the rules that were coming in. So we continued to listen and to update farmers as needed starting in March. And as this pandemic continues, we will update as soon as we get more information on all of those things. We had our scholarship applications, and some of the recipients are in attendance tonight. These opened on April 15th. We had some new people join this year. Myself, I started in January 2021. We had a new treasurer, Crystal Dixon Hughes. It started with us in May 2021. We had 3 Hall of Fame inductees, Donna Stewartson, Sid Fraley, and Kevin Marriott, all 3 of which are profiled on our website if you wanted to read more about them. What are we working on right now? We're continuing monitoring what's happening with the Dawn Corona project for Enbridge Gas. We're participating and attending meetings where we can. Donations to farmers in Northern Ontario. So I'm sure you're aware of the drought that's happening up north. We did a financial contribution of $2,000 for this. And we're continuing to share information with members as to what they can do to help. There is a push right now if people are able to donate hay. The most recent AgLink newsletter has the information if that's something you are interested in, or reach out to any of our board members and we can get you that information. We're currently working on a project with SLEP on business retention and expansion. This project funding came from the Ontario government. What are our deliverables from that? Videos, workshops, and case studies. Subscribe to the AgLink newsletter and we'll make sure that we get you updated as soon as we have information on that. And we're continuing watching what Ontario Hydro is proposing with having to add more and more to the infrastructure. Would you like to participate with the LFA? A reminder that our board is open. Anybody, you can open to OFA members in Lambton to join our board. Our monthly meetings are online. If you're worried about a time commitment, we are online, no travel time. Plan and participate in agriculture related events with the different commodities. You can also join a committee, promotions, communications, and training. There's the environment committee and political awareness. Contact a board member to join, or listed there is our general address. Both Gary and I check that, as well as our phone number. That phone sits with me. You're welcome to leave a voicemail. I do answer it very regularly. I don't let it just go to voicemail. Gary, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, we call that the bat phone.
Oh, no.
So if you need to get a hold of Brooke, it's a smartphone, but it's we call it the bat phone. So we're lucky to keep the number for longer than 2 years. Like usually what happens is, you know, people move and they get a different number, but now we're able to port the number over. So we've had this number for quite a while. So it's called the bat phone now. So yeah, that's good. That's excellent. So thanks, Brooke, for that. That was awesome.